Hello internet world and welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. It is time for Monday Madness, the first Monday Madness of 2018. A happy new year to you all. If any of you are new here on the Geekanoids channel, please do subscribe. I publish a new tech video pretty much every single day. Also, if you're new to watching Monday Madness, this is the broadcast designed for you. I cover a few topics that I've found absolutely crazy on the internet over the past sort of 24-48 hours, and it also gives you the chance to actually let me know what you want me to talk about. So you can use the live chat feature to either ask me questions or leave comments, or indeed if you want to keep it on topic and you've seen something absolutely crazy on the internet today, please do leave that in the live chat as well. Now you can't leave links, but if you leave me the topic, I will search for it within this very broadcast and we'll talk about it on Monday Madness. Now as always, a big thank you if you've tuned in live. I give the shout out to the first 4 in the live chat. Doing it to Jason, Mark Appleton, Elvin Yu and Anton. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you to everyone who's tuned in for the broadcast as well. I appreciate each and every one of you. You can use the live chat as I mentioned there before, and if you also want to use super chat, that allows you to get your question or comment highlighted. And if you're watching this after the live broadcast on the main Geekanoids channel, of course feel free to leave me a comment down below as well. I'll answer as many as I can. So let's get on with Monday Madness and let's take a look at the first thing. And this is, just before I switch views, this is a CES 2018 special. We've got all of the previews happening at the moment and some amazing electronics, technology, computer, whatever you want to call it. We've got some crazy announcements happening and some really special ones to talk about today. So let's switch over to the first one. Now this is a topic I don't normally cover on the Geekanoids channel, but this is from Acer, and this is their new Predator Orion 9000. Now the reason I'm showing you this is because this looks like an epic gaming PC. Just look at the design first of all and some of the features. Now as far as I know, pricing hasn't been announced yet on this, but we've got a really cool looking case first of all. This comes fully installed with an Intel Core i9 Extreme Edition CPU and up to 4, yep, you heard me right, up to 4 graphics cards. That's absolutely mental. We've also got an Ice Tunnel 2.0 Cooler Master liquid cooled CPU, so everything's going to run nice and smoothly. Running Windows of course, and those 4 graphics cards can be at the moment up to a GTX 1080 Ti SLI. Also we've got customizable RGB lighting on here. Of course it's VR ready and it just looks absolutely stunning. This is all of the details we've got at the moment. If we just quickly click on design, you can see we've got a carry handle on the case and this carbon fibre finishing to the handle. We've also got a really unique chassis on this, so the case is very easy to gain access to all the components inside. And if we just scroll down a little bit further, you can see, oh wow, this is awesome. Just look at this case, by adding 2 handles along the top and some very convenient wheels at the rear. So this has got wheels at the rear of the case, so you can slide this out from either under your desk or on top of your desk. If I had a PC looking as awesome as this, it would be on top of my desk, it would not be underneath. So that is the first topic I wanted to talk to you about. There's been some amazing both desktop and laptop announcements for this CES in 2018. It's going to be really cool once the main sort of exhibition gets underway, and we're in for some real treats. I've seen also some really cool gaming laptops. I think I'm going to talk to you about one of those in a short while as well. But again, I think it was Acer announced a really awesome gaming laptop. I think it was something like the Swift 5, so it's an update on an already available laptop. I couldn't find out much about the specification or pricing on this, so I'll just mention it very briefly. There's also been announcements from HP, Asus, with a new 13-inch laptop coming out. Some really cool updates. Things are really getting exciting when it comes to gaming on a Windows PC again. So anyway, before I take any questions or comments, I like to cover at least 2 topics. Let's take a look back at the second one. This is something a little bit different. This is something that's going to be of interest to you if you are into your 360 degree video. Now this is from a company called Orbi Prime, and they are launching, they're available for pre-order at the moment, the first 360 degree video recording glasses. How awesome is that? Now, assuming that the quality is at least acceptable on these look really very cool indeed. And for the first time, we've seen glasses from other manufacturers before, including sort of the Snapchat glasses, which would only work with Snapchat. But these actually, if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, these actually look okay. They don't look really stupid. Of course, they got a lot of technology housed in here as well as from what I can see as having sort of lenses on the back. I assume this area here on the back of each of the arms is in fact a lens or some sort of sensor, but they look really very cool. We've got two cameras up front as well, I think, and if these deliver a decent quality, then I think they'd be very useful indeed, especially for the adventurer, people who go hiking, walking, do extreme sports, etc. They just look really very cool, and again, another experience that creators can actually share their videos with viewers. This type of experience is very immersive. I've seen 360 video before, and again, we all really want higher resolution. That certainly is happening in the handheld camera range or area. So if this actually records in good quality video, then I think it would be very captivating indeed. So that's the first two topics. Let's take a look down in the chat and see if we've got any comments or questions. We got, for the love of tech 2, Windows 10 new final update seems like a great update with really cool features. CES is going to be cool. I couldn't agree with you more. It's going to be a fantastic CES with lots of great announcements coming up. And I think we should move swiftly on to the next thing I want to talk to you about. This is absolutely crazy. I didn't see this happening really at CES. Credit must go out to the websites I'm featuring. The first two obviously Acer and Orbi Prime. This one is on Sam Mobile. You can find links to all of these I'm talking to you about in the video description. And this is talking about Samsung's new Q9S. This is an 85-inch QLED TV. Now, what makes this particularly exciting is that this actually uses artificial intelligence to upscale any content to 8K. So this is, first of all, the first sort of feature of this is it's 8K, but the second one is it uses AI, artificial intelligence, to upscale footage to 8K resolution. That is absolutely amazing. Now, we've got very minimal details here, so do check out the Sam Mobile website for details of this announcement. It's all based around how the improved picture quality will deliver this stunning 8K resolution for us all to watch, and using AI to do that. I must say I'm not too keen on the design of this panel at the moment. I'm not sure if this is even the final design. I would imagine Samsung will make it look very nice for the final release. It's going to cost a lot of money, but 85 inches. Wow. And the fact that any standard content, be that HD or 4K or anywhere in between, will upscale to 8K. This is very exciting indeed, and it's showing how fast screen technology is actually moving on. Now, I love 4K video. I really do. I produce many of my videos in 4K. When I'm not doing the live broadcasts, they are in 4K. And I also game in 4K on a 65-inch screen, and of course watch movies in 4K as well. And that step from sort of HD up to 4K was good. The step from HD to 4K HDR was amazing. I can only imagine what watching something in 8K is going to be like. It's going to be absolutely awesome. A nightmare for creators to actually edit in 8K at the moment. We need more processing power to do that. I struggle sometimes with my Mac Pro here editing 4K, believe it or not. So it's going to be a really interesting year ahead. Another thing that this does for us as well is the more manufacturers bring out 8K sets and AI means that the current crop of 4K televisions, including OLED, are going to drop down in price quite considerably. So it's going to be an exciting year to see both new technologies come out, but also to see how it affects current pricing. I'm amazed at the price of 4K TVs at the moment. I've seen some that have been so cheap and so attainable. It's really quite exciting. So anyway, let's move on to the next topic. Let's have a look at this, and this is sort of falls into 4K and gaming. This is an announcement from HP. Now, I didn't see this one coming. HP revolutionises your game space with the OMEN X 65-inch big format gaming display with NVIDIA G-Sync. So this is a 4K display, 65 inches, a variable refresh rate up to 120 Hz. So that's going to be awesome for gaming. Absolutely amazing for gaming. 1000 nits of peak luminance as well. We've got a very small view of what it's going to look like. A screen's a screen after all, but the actual picture quality on this is going to be amazing. And having that G-Sync technology with the 120 Hz refresh rate is going to be awesome. Absolutely awesome for playing games. It really is. Now, I haven't found any of the main specifications on this yet, so I would assume that this can actually input something via HDMI 2.0, so you should be able to use this as a television as well. It is sort of geared towards gaming. That's where the focus is on this particular product, but it looks amazing. This is going to be awesome. If the price comes in right on this, I can see so many people picking this up and taking their gaming rigs to the next level. A very exciting announcement from HP. Imagine that, gaming in 4K 65 inches. I do that at the moment on the Xbox One X, but imagine being able to do that on your main gaming PC, or imagine if you've got a really cool gaming laptop and being able to plug that into the monitor as well and having a 65-inch proper computer monitor. I've had questions in the past and I've asked questions to other sort of creators. How could they use a TV as their main computer screen? I've tried it and it doesn't look that fantastic. It looks okay if you're watching a movie back, but using it as a main computer screen is not the way to go. I've always steered people towards buying a dedicated monitor. I love my ultra-wide monitor, for example. Having a 65-inch computer monitor, so computer display with 120 Hz refresh rate, is amazing. If this has got Thunderbolt 3 or USB-C on here as well, wow, that is going to be cool, especially for Mac users. If it's got HDMI, the regular sort of DVI ports, etc., then that's going to work, and DisplayPort of course as well for PC users. It's going to have all of those connections, but if they whack Thunderbolt 3 on there as well, I'm going to be very tempted. If the price is attainable, I'm going to be very tempted. We've got some more questions come in. We've got Oyvind Solly asking, Dave, have you ever been to CES? Love your channel. I haven't. I cover it from afar. I tend to prefer covering it from my editing room, purely because I can bring you the news a lot easier. I'm also not a big fan of events. Going to an event with crowds and crowds of people all trying to get the attention of people who are displaying the products, and sometimes at these events they hire in people who don't necessarily have the sort of in-depth knowledge that you're looking for about a product. I find that covering it and being able to bring you this type of broadcast is much more enjoyable for me as well. I'm not a big fan of events and exhibitions. Back in the day I used to actually exhibit before, going back to like the sort of mid-80s, I used to attend, and they were so crowded then. And I think CES is one of the biggest events, and probably one of the most crowded events that takes place. Not my idea of enjoyment. Love the technology, don't love the crowds. Let's take a look at what other questions we got. Firestorm, with today's 4K TVs, what makes a computer monitor different? It's sometimes to do with the refresh rate. It's also sometimes to do with the pixel density, and when I've sort of looked at scaling up maybe an output from a MacBook and you're working at it in fairly close proximity, sometimes things look a bit fuzzy on a television. The definition, even though the resolution's there, the pixel pitch, if that makes sense, doesn't quite give you the same quality. It's good for content consumption from a computer, but not for creation. I couldn't edit video using Final Cut Pro 10 on a 50-inch or 55-inch 4K television. It just would not work for me. So I don't know what necessarily differentiates them. Probably the refresh rate on this new screen from HP is going to be very, very favourable indeed. I tried editing and using the computer once using an older HDMI connection, and it was running at 30 Hz and it was more or less unusable. So 60 Hz is sort of the minimum for doing any sort of serious computer work. 120 Hz obviously ideal for gaming, but for computer work as well will be absolutely superb. Gritty Shaker, would you consider reviewing Chromebooks? I'd like your take on them. I have reviewed a couple of Chromebooks before. They're very limited in what you can use them for, again for media consumption, the occasional media creation using things like the Chrome Office applications. Are absolutely fine, but quite limited in the way they can be used. I know that a few manufacturers have announced new Chromebooks for CES 2018, and if they send them my way, more than happy to take a look at them. I think Acer announced new ones, and also HP. So if anyone from Acer or HP are watching and you want me to take a look and share my opinion on one of your new Chromebooks, then get in touch. I will certainly be very happy to share that with you as well. We've also got Ride Alongside, sorry. Hi Geekanoids, hello to you. What camera would you bring to CES if you went, and what monopod or tripod would you shoot it on? I would choose any monopod. They're all pretty much a likeness. My sort of brand that I like when it comes to tripods and monopods is Manfrotto. So I'd take one of their monopods, and I would travel very, very lightly indeed. So I'd bring a mirrorless camera, perhaps a Panasonic G80 or G85, also a lapel mic and a Rode microphone. Disclaimer, this channel is sponsored by Rode, so I do mainly use their microphones. I'm using the Rode NT USB here, but I would take a Rode SmartLav Plus and the appropriate adapter, and probably a Rode VideoMic Pro, or the new Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, and just that Panasonic G80 or G85, and then my Olympus 12 to 40mm lens, possibly the Panasonic one, the 12 to 35, because it's a little bit lighter, and then probably about 4 spare batteries, and that would be it. I see some people's kit bags being absolutely full of equipment to lug around. Couldn't think of anything worse than lugging a backpack full of equipment around to an event. So I travel very, very light, and that's the sort of equipment you need to get the job done. It produces really good 4K video. I would use the available light, and I would use an onboard, an external microphone. So I hope that answers your question. Anyway, let's go back to having a look at another topic I want to share with you today. This is in smartphone category, and this comes from Asus. I recently reviewed one of their smartphones, and this is their new Zenfone Max Plus. Look at how this looks. Wow. Not only have they created something with nice slim bezels on the front, they've also moved the fingerprint sensor around onto the back. We've got a dual camera setup. So this is 120-degree field of view and also 16 megapixel resolution, a 5.7-inch full view display in a 5.2-inch body, and a 4130 milliamp hour battery. That sounds like fantastic specifications. Now the actual display is 2160 by 1080, 80% screen to body ratio, so nice slim bezels on the sides, a little bit of a bezel top and bottom, which I personally like anyway. And then we've also got, they're really selling you on this, so we've got this 5.2-inch size body with the 5.7-inch display. Very, very cool indeed. It's a premium metal design body, 0.3 seconds to unlock with that rear placed fingerprint sensor, available in deep sea black, azure silver and sunlight gold. And then with regard to the cameras, 16 megapixel camera with an f2.0 aperture, 120 degree wide angle view, instant switching between the two cameras as well. We've also got this 18:9 format ratio screen, which seems to be the current trend with smartphones. And that is pretty much it. Oh, we've also got this 64 megapixel super resolution and phase detect autofocus. So this should be a really good performing camera, and that's one of the main selling points for a smartphone to me nowadays, is having a really good camera. We've also got a 16 megapixel front facing camera as well. How cool is that, with 140 degree field of view? So some really nice features. It certainly looks like this is going to be a very, very good smartphone. If they price this right, then it's going to be very popular indeed. I really liked my time with the Zenfone that I recently reviewed. That was the Asus Zenfone 4. If you haven't seen that video, please do check it out. I'm going to try and get hold of one of these to review on the channel because I'm really very, very interested in it. There are some great smartphones coming out this year. We had some great ones in 2017. The latter part of 2017 was packed full of new releases. Some really great smartphones. The OnePlus 5T, amazing smartphone, really fluid experience. The Razer phone, again, a really nice smartphone. The Huawei Mate 10 and Mate 10 Pro, and then we had the Honor View 10 as well. So some really great smartphones in the latter part of 2017, and I think we got some really good ones due out this year, including that one I just showed you from Asus. So as I mentioned, I'm going to try and get one of those in to actually cover on the channel. Again, if Asus, if you're watching, please do hook me up with one. I'm always happy to share my experience with your smartphones with my viewers. So anyway, before we look at the last topic for this particular video, let's take a look back down in the chat. Darren Bird saying, friend has a Zenfone before and says average camera. Well, the Zenfone 4 that I tested had an amazing camera. I was really impressed with it. Really impressed with the build quality as well. Firestorm, other than what's the meaning of life, do you have a go-to universal remote you use? Yes, I can answer that straight away. The Logitech Harmony Ultimate. It comes with a little hub as well that you can place inside the cupboard, and some remote repeaters, and you can also control it with a smartphone, so you don't even need to use the remote that comes in the pack, or you can buy just the hub by itself. I think it's called the Logitech Harmony Hub, and then you can just control it with the app on your smartphone. Very, very good, very easy to set up as well. Brilliant question. Let's move on to the last topic for today's broadcast, and it is another smartphone. And this is often a manufacturer that is overlooked. Credit for this particular one goes to GSM Arena, the go-to website for specifications on smartphones. First of all, I'm just going to show you some pictures of this. This is the Sony Xperia XA2 Ultra, and this is what it looks like. Very nice, got a little bit of curve to the front on this, so a little bit of a design change here we're seeing. Not a drastic change in design, but a little bit more curvy on the sides. I'm pretty sure the whole screen looks as though it might have a slight curve to it. Looks very, very nice indeed. Here you can see the colours that are available: silver, black, this sort of blue colour, and also gold as well. And if we jump over to the specifications, we've got a 6-inch screen, 1920 by 1080, 23 megapixel camera on here. It's a mid-range phone, by the way. 4 gigabytes of RAM, Snapdragon 630 processor, and a 3550 milliamp hour battery. Now this will capture up to 4K video, so still 4K video, dual 16 megapixel cameras. Although from the pictures it looks like it's only got one. I think the dual 16 megapixel cameras are on the front. Very, very interesting. So we've got an upgraded front selfie cameras with dual cameras on the front, either 32 or 64 gigabytes of internal storage, 4 gigabytes of RAM, Android 8 out of the box. Seems like a really solid offering. 16:9 format ratio screen, so we're not going 18:9 on this one, we're going the standard 16:9 ratio. Takes a nano SIM, or there's a dual SIM version available as well, and it's due for release in February 2018. Now a lot of people overlook the Sony range of smartphones. I really like them. I found that the Sony Xperia range offers up great build quality and almost stock Android experience from Sony smartphones as well, and I think Sony just do it really well. They also do their battery management very well as well, because they do this stamina mode. So if you're running low on battery, you can switch into stamina mode. I know other manufacturers do this as well, but I just think Sony's implementation of it on their Sony Xperia range is rock solid. I also like the design. People have been complaining about the chin top and bottom and the non-bezel-less design on Sony Xperias. I like it. I think they've stayed true to their original design and just made tweaks. When they've brought out a new release, it's just been tweaked very slightly. And the XA2 and XA2 Ultra, they've done the same again. They've just made very slight design changes. And I would call this like a sleeper smartphone. I think people would overlook at it and not buy it, but those who do buy into it are very, very pleased with the performance. So do check that out when it comes out in February. And again, I'll try and get one of those in to review on the Geekanoids channel. So that's it for the topics I found really amazing on this Monday. Now it's over to you. Let's take a look inside the live chat again. We've also got Phone Daft here saying he's had the XZ Premium, amazing phone, but stale design. Well, they've made a slight change this time, so maybe it will reinvigorate a lot of people's attention on this particular range of smartphones. Best Tech LJL's also saying, I think 4K is becoming the standard in phones. Yep, I tend to agree. And we've also got, for the Tech of Love too, saying Sony have new ideas coming, plus a pop-up 360 camera. You heard it here first. So 360 camera coming from Sony. I'd be really interested to know if this is a standalone sort of handheld camera, or if they're going to be making it an add-on for their smartphones, because that would be really cool. If it integrates really nice with a smartphone, then they're going to have a winner on their hands. So anyway, that is pretty much it for this particular video. I want to thank you all for tuning in to Monday Madness. This, of course, as the name suggests, happens every Monday. We're already up to episode 6, and I want to thank you for joining me for this CES 2018 special. I'm really looking forwards to what 2018 has to bring to the world of technology. It's getting very, very exciting, and I'm going to be watching with interest throughout the CES event, and I'll be sharing with you my opinion on the videos and also on Twitter, so don't forget to follow me at Geekanoids on Twitter. Thanks very much for watching. Please do hit that like button. Thanks for joining in the live chat and all of the communications. I really do appreciate it. If you're watching this on the main channel, drop me a comment, and I'll see you all in the next one.